everybody. We are just so excited and honored to have Emmy Award-winning actress, singer, performer Julianne Hough, known to audiences around the world of film, television, music. She became a household name virtually overnight as a two-time professional champion on ABC's top-rated Dancing with the Stars. I mean, you know who she is. But what we're going to talk about today is the intersection between dance and the brain. And she has a new dance method called Kingry, which she's done on Oprah's 2020 Vision, Your Life in Focus. And Julianne, both Tana and I are just so overjoyed to have you on the Brain Warriors Way podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be included and to have a conversation that I'm so passionate about with you.
Well, and this is a hard time. We're going to get into sort of the neuroscience of dance and your passion and why it's important to you. But before we started, we were just talking about the anxiety and trauma and grief that many people are experiencing. Mm-hmm. But it's also, as you were talking about, a time to heal.
I love what you were saying. It's about being an eternal optimist, and maybe you can share that with our audience.
Yeah, of course. Look, we are in an unprecedented time. Nothing like this has happened for 100 years. And, there's a lot of fear and anxiety surrounding it. And I'm an eternal optimist. And so, sometimes I can be annoying to be around because I always see the bright side of things. But what I am really grateful for that I keep, having gratitude moments of every morning is looking outside in Los Angeles and seeing blue skies and the green on the mountains and feeling the air for the first time that doesn't feel polluted, and just realizing that the earth is healing itself and recalibrating and giving us an opportunity to do the same. And look, at the end of the day, I know I have a luxury and a privilege that I have a home and that I am healthy and safe, where a lot of people don't have that. And so my part and my contribution to society is to raise my vibration of gratitude and positivity to share that hope and joy that we can all receive in the world. And, I was talking to someone else the other day about how, it's like a cocoon situation. We're safe at home. We are cocooning where we are growing, where we can delayer all of the past belief systems of this old paradigm of how the world has worked and actually transform into the people we want to become as a new humanity steps into this new age. And that's what I'm excited about.
I love that. I love what you said about what you have to offer and what you're contributing. And I've read a little bit over time about your story. And I think your vulnerability over, just what you've shared about your life and how you've overcome, those stories of hope help people, I think, especially when they're having a hard time. So I just want to thank you for that, because, it's easy for people to look at someone like you or, even someone like us and go, oh yeah, but it's easy for them. And that's not true. And so I just, thank you for being vulnerable in the past and sharing things about yourself. And that's, I appreciate it.
Well, one of the things, so people are stuck at home, and they ask us all the time, well, what do I do? And too often they sit in front of the couch and get on Netflix, when exercise during this time is so important for your sanity.
Yes.
Head to head against antidepressants, exercise has been shown to be equally effective. Plus, exercise has no side effects. It only has good effects.
And for some of us, it's therapy.
And how?
So I have a question. Can we, so exercise is prescribed, right? When you go to therapy, exercise is prescribed as a prescription. So maybe we can actually finally find like a prescription to dance, because I think that is one of the healthiest things that we can do for our brain, because it activates an emotion as well. And I mean, you know more about the brain than I do, but the little research that I have had in comparison has shown me that when you activate your life force energy by moving and exercising and getting your blood pumping and all of that, you're accessing like all this life force energy. But when you dance, you're actually creating an emotion, which is a new memory or experience. And that actually helps build new connectors in the brain, which is healthy for the brain. So we're de-stressing, we're moving our body, we're getting healthy from the inside out, but then we're also like creating new belief systems, which I think is what we need in the world right now. So let's do that.
I've noticed for a long time, right?
I have. Where's the brain?
He's been talking about dance for a long time and how much he likes it.
Well, but there's a specific reason, and how we met, who works with you, who's one of your dancers, had a bad car accident and had a head injury. And she came to our Chicago clinic and saw Dr. Criado, who you love. And her brain looked way better than we thought, given what had happened to it. And that's when she told us about what she did and about how Kingry and you.
It's
and
Kinergy. Yeah, Kinergy. Yeah,
and so that's how we got introduced. And one of the reasons I've been a huge fan of dance, now I step on her, so that's another discussion we don't have to have right now. But if people see the brain, here we're looking underneath the brain. Well, the back bottom part of the brain is called the cerebellum. And the cerebellum is Latin for little brain, because it's only 10% of the brain's volume, but it contains half of the brain's neurons.
Wow.
And I call it the Rodney Dangerfield part of the brain because it gets no respect, but it's incredibly important. And it's involved in physical coordination, but also thought coordination, how quickly you can integrate new information. So how do you activate the brain? Is you activate the cerebellum with coordination exercises, and dance, which you've already said is way more than exercise, but it's activating this most important part of the brain, which then helps with memory. It helps with learning. It helps with processing speed along with mood. I mean, it's like, now this is something you want to bottle. And since 1987, the incidence of antidepressant use has gone up 400% in the United States. 23% of women between the ages of 20 and 60 are taking antidepressant medication.
Wow.
That's not okay with me. And if we can teach the world to dance, we would probably cut that in half.
That
My
is
mom
like,
actually, she recently lost someone very close to her, and she was grieving, and she was sad, and she was lonely, and she took up dancing, and suddenly she was, well, right now, sadly, she's not able to do it as much, but she, it made her happy. She said, this is the one thing that is making me happy. And so I thought, that's really cool. That's for a grieving, older female to be able to say that about dance, bringing her sort of back to life.
Well, and it's something people can do at home.
You can do dance anywhere. And I think there's a big misconception that you have to be good or that you have to do something right to dance. And that's just not the case. We were born to move our bodies. We were designed to dance. When you look at babies and they're in their high chairs, the minute they hear music, what do? They just start grooving. I mean, if you look right now, all the things people are posting on social media are of kids dancing.
Right.
And people dancing because it brings joy. And so our bodies are designed to move and to celebrate our freedom of expression. And somewhere along our journey, we told ourselves that we weren't good enough, or that we're not dancers, or that we had to be, perfect in what we did. And that's just not the case. And so, what Kinergy does is we activate people's imaginations to come back to that child, like enjoyment and self-expression. And while we're doing that, we're breathing. So we're activating this like internal energy, and then we're moving our body at the same time. So we're completely present on what we're doing. We can't focus on anything else because we're just focused on our body moving and our breath, and we're activating our imagination to play. And when people start doing that, all of a sudden they have all these releases of emotion that happens, and then they feel free within themselves, and this anxiety or this depression that feels heavy all of a sudden feels liberated. And then again, maybe you can talk more about why this works so much with the brain and the functionality. But like I've seen people who have literally transformed their belief system of what's possible, where before they've felt like, oh well, this is my life and that's going to be it the rest of my life. And then after they do this class, they think, I want to create. I want to become this. I want to cook again. Or all of a sudden there's this effervescence for life that just happens and they feel alive again.
When we come back, I want you to tell us more about your story and how this became important to you. Stay with us. We're here with Julianne Hough.
If you're enjoying the Brain Warriors Way podcast, please don't forget to subscribe so you'll always know when there's a new episode. And while you're at it, feel free to give us a review or 5-star rating, as that helps others find the podcast.
If you're considering coming to Amen Clinics or trying some of the brain healthy supplements from BrainMD, you can use the code podcast10 to get a 10% discount on a full evaluation at amenclinics.com, or a 10% discount on all supplements at brainmdhealth.com. For more information, give us a call at 855-978-1363.